So I was doing radio a long time ago. I took over for the late great Bobby Ryan on the radio, ESPN radio show. From there, because I guess I didn't totally crap out at that job, the FC Dallas marketing director at the time asked me to come do Dallas Radio, FC Dallas Radio. And then when Daniel Robertson up and left for greener pastures in Italy, his fancy job there, they had an opening in this role. And I told the marketing guy at the time, like, hey man, at some point I'd love to do a game. I'd love to move one booth over and do a game with Mark Followell. Like that was kind of like that would be it for me. I would think, well, whatever broadcasting career I'm going to have, that would be it. Do a game with Mark Followell. So he said, you know what? Why don't you just come over and be Mark's partner for TV instead of radio? And that was in 2018, and so here we are. You know, I'm going to do something a little different. Like, of all the great goals and the saves and in 2016, that atmosphere that night for the Open Cup was so good. But man, I got to tell you, honestly, when I think about this job and this just this position, what I really think of is pulling out of my car, pulling out of my driveway in the car. It's like. It's such a stupid cliche, like you never feel like you're going to work. But man, when I get in the car at that moment, I'm just thinking, how did this happen? Did they pay me to do this? You know, I would do it for nothing. You guys, this isn't going anywhere, right? You're not going to tell anybody that? I said that? Okay. So it's like, you know, when I always think about that moment when I get in the car and I think this is just the best. It's like it never ever feels like work. And I know it's not the answer you're maybe looking for, but that's just the truth. When you guys put the GoPro up and I could see myself working alongside Mark, it made it special. It brought it. I don't know. I mean, I'm here obviously. It's me, but it brought it more to life to watch, you know, Mark's enthusiasm, because every time there's a big goal call, you know, I'm already thinking, okay, I got to come in about 8 seconds and figure out something intelligent to say. That ain't easy for me anyway. So I'm not really watching Mark, but watching Mark, and it was the Alan Velasco goal, or one of the Alan Velasco, one of his golazos, seeing those, or seeing the Jesus Ferreira goal, and then seeing us sort of working together. That ended up being really memorable. And then besides that, just the usual memorable goals. Those are the favorites. I made this really weird transition from being a writer to being a broadcaster somehow. I mean, it's not a transition most people make. So there are real differences. You know, at the end of the day, it's all about information, about storytelling, about framing the right information at the right time. So I always, trusted that. But the ins and outs of television and somebody being in your ear and talking to you while you're talking and things like that, it is different. And then having to talk in 8-second bursts, and what I like to say is life without a backspace key is tougher, than being a writer. So all of that stuff, you take all that. But when you're sitting next to this guy, when you're sitting next to Mark, he just made it so easy. He helped create this atmosphere. And by the way, so did the people in the truck and all the producers and you guys at FC Dallas too, created this atmosphere. Well, really, all I had to do was talk about soccer. And that's what, I was good at. So all the TV stuff, I left it to the TV people, and just working with Mark just made it super easy. And that's why I put that on Twitter, and it wasn't being humble. It's just the truth. There's no us without y'all. I mean, that's it. That's the message. If there's not a bunch of good supporters out there who care about the club and care about the things around the club, like the TV broadcast, well, heck, man, we're all just at the park on Saturday morning playing for fun. So, my message to them is keep supporting the club and your support, and those little Twitter messages along the way, or email messages or whatever. I mean, those really mean something to you, because you understand when you get a message like that you have formed a real relationship with people, and I think that's really special.